again, Assalamu alaikum to everybody. This is an amazing, amazing group. MashaAllah, we have a full room here. And again, like I was saying earlier, I want to welcome everybody to the, well, that's my information, but I was going to say to the Olive Luncheon 2023. This is the 7th annual luncheon that we've had. So as you can tell, Olive is a very, very successful organization. They're doing a lot of good things in the community. And year in and year out with people like you, I mean, I want to take the time here and say thank you to everyone who's here. It's a Saturday. We all have busy lives. Typically on Saturdays, most people don't have to work. And you all chose to come here and spend time here today and be a part of this amazing luncheon and support this amazing organization. So thank you so much on behalf of myself and Olive. Thank you all. You know, we really appreciate the support, and this is how Olive can grow and continue to sustain and do a lot of good things in the community. So as you can see, my name is Ali Hussein. I had the pleasure and was very blessed to study medicine and currently doing my training right now. Have lived in many, many places, but I'm originally born and raised in Southern California. So I'm glad to be here, and absolutely. Thank you. So glad to be here and really honored that Olive asked me to be here and be a part of this event, honestly, especially this year. And what I mean by that is this year's theme is Generations Unite. And for a lot of us here, culturally, we have multi-generational households. That's something that's very, very important to us and has been instilled in us. And interestingly enough, post-COVID, we've been seeing, even in places like the US, where most of the time, multi-generational households were not something that were that common. Post-COVID, you're seeing that a lot. And so this is a very, very, very important topic. And naturally, when you have multiple generations, grandparents, parents, children, there are some challenges and there are some things that have to be addressed. So that's why I think this is a great topic. I personally do live in a multi-generational household. And overall, it is a tremendous blessing, but there's definitely adjustment and there's definitely things that, we have to do. My parents have had their struggles with their health, children as well. I've been very fortunate to not have that, but regardless, there's challenges. And challenges, usually in society, when I say the word challenge and I ask anybody, initially they're going to think a little bit more on the negative side. That's just the way society has kind of had it. But I say let's kind of flip that thought process. Actually, I think challenges are a great opportunity for growth, for positive growth, in my opinion. For a great example is when we work out. Workouts can be challenging. They can be very difficult, absolutely. But on the other side of that is tremendous growth, and it's very, very positive. And I think having a multi-generational household and having the generations united, even though we face those challenges and those struggles, we can still benefit greatly from them, and there's a lot of positive that comes from them. And Olive is doing an amazing, amazing job in being a support for individuals like myself to get through and address those situations. Yes, absolutely. A round of applause for Olive. Olive is doing amazing. I mean, they are very, very important in making sure that the senior community, the grandparents, sometimes when we have grandparents who are in the house, maybe they're not, if they didn't end up driving or they came from overseas and they don't have necessarily that social circle, if you will. Olive is very, very instrumental in making sure that people are welcome and they feel they have a nice community, even if their community may be somewhere else. And they're honestly the leading way in a lot of this work. One of the few organizations that I personally know of that has dedicated all of their time and energy and effort to this specific topic and helping out the senior community and also just the communities and the households that have multi-generation and need that support and that help. And throughout the program, we're going to hear a lot of great topics, a lot of great speakers today, great viewpoints, great perspectives, and just really looking forward to it. So again, thank you all for being here. Of course, Olive cannot be successful, any organization really, without the support of you all. But we also have some very key sponsors that I would like to take the time here to recognize. Their names will be on the screen. Just want to take a moment if you can just recognize each one of them. So starting with our gold sponsor, we have Dr. Sajida Tabassum. Yeah, please, let's give a round of applause for every single one. These people are extremely, extremely important and have been very instrumental, not only in this event, but just in general for all of to be successful. Silver sponsor, we have Dr. Shabana Yasmin. Yep, absolutely. And then for our bronze sponsors, quite a bit. I definitely want to take the moment here. Islamic Relief USA. We all see their ads. We all know about them. Absolutely. Islamic Relief is amazing. They specifically have been extremely supportive of Olive for the last 2 years in various capacities. Whether it's projects or grants, they've been very, very, very helpful. So we here at Olive are deeply grateful to Islamic Relief for everything that they've done and their support and their continued support, to be honest. So thank you to Islamic Relief. Also, not anywhere near less important, just as important, we have Brother Umar Qudusi. Should we go ahead every time? Yep, absolutely. We have the Khurram Group. They have been very, very helpful. So thank you to the Khurram Group. We have doctors of Shan Nouri and Dr. Mirza Beg. Absolutely. Dr. Alim Sayyid, very, very instrumental in Olive and its success. And then we have Brother Ehsan Basir, also very, very, very important. And then we do also have some special sponsors, more kind of organizations, larger organizations. Ummah Clinic, many of us know Ummah Clinic here locally in Southern California. Amazing work. We're praying and hoping that their vision of getting that hospital is a reality sooner rather than later. Shia Muslim Council, Middle Ground Center, and then, yes, absolutely. And then two local masjids or societies, organizations, Islamic Society of Corona Norco, and also the Islamic Society of Orange County. And I wanted to take a minute just to address, we have esteemed Dr. Siddiqui and his wife, Sister Khalida Siddiqui. Thank you so much for Jazakallah Khair for coming and taking the time to join us. It really means a lot to us that you're here and supporting. So with that, I've been talking here for a few minutes and just don't want to have to do all the work, to be quite honest. I want you all to be a part of this as well. So on your way in, you should have been asked to go to something called menti.com. I'm hoping everybody, if I can see a show of nods of heads, yes, does that sound like something? Yes? Okay, good, perfect. So if everybody could take out their phones, one of the few times we're going to say use your phone at an event. Normally we like to turn it off, but if we could take it, and you can see on the screens right there on my right and my left, if you can please go to menti.com, and you can open the browser or scan the QR code, either one, and then you'll see the access code is right there, 49501221. So if everybody can do that. And we do have some volunteers. I know they're seated, but if they can float around if someone has any difficulty, they can definitely help out with that. But basically, you may be asking yourself, why are you having us do this? What's the purpose of this? Well, we want to actually get you all engaged. So we have just a couple questions. It's not a quiz or anything like that. Nothing that serious, but just a few questions just to kind of get an idea. First of all, who's here and who's attending. And then again, just to have you want to hear your thoughts about the topic and what you feel. So if anybody is, let's see here, I'll give another minute or so, and then once you all are logged in, it's pretty cool. We can start to see the questions will come up here on the screen shortly, and we'll be able to see in real time how people are answering. Perfect. Very good. Thank you very much. Here we go. So the first question, who is in the room? I'm going to step over here so I can read this. So we have the baby boomers, 1946 to 1964. We have Generation X, 1965 to 1981. I'm learning something here. Apparently, I'm a millennial. I did not know that. Okay, I'm a millennial, 1981 to 1996. And then we have Generation Z, 1997 and onward. Very nice. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so here we go. So, okay, we have a pretty good, so a lot of Generation X. Actually, it's a pretty good distribution. Generation X obviously is taking the top there, a good amount. But, this is very, very important. You may ask, why are we doing this? It's good to know because all of these age groups are very, very, very important. When we talk about Generations United, this is exactly what we're talking about. We have so many people in the room, and if I were to put out a separate poll, I would be not surprised that many of these people have multi-generational households or live very, very close to each other, so it's pretty much the same thing. I mean, if you live down the street or 10 minutes away from your parents, it's very, very similar. So perfect, that's that. And then we have another question you should have answered, if that can get put up on the screen. Perfect. So when I become a senior, I envision my life to be. So it's loading. So you'll see there, just in case everybody's wondering, you'll have 3 spaces, and you'll basically just put 1 word per space. There we go, rich, that's the first one. That's important, absolutely. That's one of my goals too, hopefully. Okay, very good. Peaceful, absolutely, 100%. Especially with, without getting too political or going off on a tangent, what's going on right now in the world? A lot of stress going on. So obviously peaceful, peace everywhere in our houses in the world, extremely, extremely important. And as Muslims, and we know what we stand for, that is extremely important. Happy, absolutely. I think happy and peaceful are very intertwined in my opinion. Healthy, perfect. I was expecting this one. I think that's extremely important. Not only healthy physically, but also mentally. That's very important. And again, all of it is so important because that is a lot what they're doing. And fortunately, we're in Southern California, and I don't know if we did a poll of how many physicians are in this room, probably a lot. So anybody who wants healthy as they get older, you're in good hands. We have a lot of doctors who can help you out with that, so you're good to go. Content, absolutely. Active, I love that one. Absolutely. It's one thing, and that leads to quality of life, right? So it's one thing to grow old and get old. That's inevitable. We'll all age. But to have the activeness, have that quality of life, to be able to play with the grandkids, with kids, depending on where you are in life. I mean, it's very, 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 very important. So perfect. I'll pick, let's see here. I'll pick another one, and then we'll keep on going. Let's see, one of these smaller ones that's not as common. Let's see. Fulfilling. I like that one. And blessed. We'll go that blessed, absolutely. That is also something very important, which I say has a lot to do with quality of life. So being blessed, being active, that's about quality of life. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so now, and thank you everybody for participating. So now a couple housekeeping things here. Now that we've used our phones, if you could please now go ahead and silence them or turn them off. We will not be needing them for the rest of the evening. So thank you so much for everybody for participating. I appreciate it. Also, coffee will be available throughout the event. So if you do need that, feel free to help yourself. We are going to have a buffet served after the formal program. So, anybody who is wondering, we will have a full lunch served afterwards. We do have a couple of booths, but please, after the program, would invite you to go ahead and check it out. They're set out. You may have seen them when you came in. They're in the back. And then also, importantly, there are feedback forms at the table for everyone. So if you could please, at the end of the program, not right now, if you could please fill those out. We do have, when you turn that in, you will get a raffle ticket. And so the prizes we have today, there's a pair of diamond earrings. They're valued at about $200, and we also have a $100 gift card. So obviously, just fill it out, and there's a chance that you can get something pretty rewarding. So now moving on, I actually would like to invite, start the program here and do some 2023 highlights. Olive's program manager, Sister Zainab Husseini, I'd like to have her come up here and give some highlights of the past year. Just a quick background on her. She is very passionate, she's creative, and she's a hardworking woman. She goes above and beyond for her Olivers, which are people who are in the organization. Strong passion for seniors. She's always finding new ways to engage participants, and she's helping out the community in many ways. She's a nutritionist at St. Jude's and actively volunteers. So if you'll please give a round of applause for Sister Zainab Husseini, please.
Do we have Olive today? Can't remember if I RSVP'd or not. Can you show me how to delete WhatsApp messages again? I can't remember my daughter's phone number. Some may call these senior moments. I call them caring connections. Because on the other side of my reply to them comes replies like, thank you for responding to my question. Thank you for always taking my call. Thank you for helping me. May the peace and blessings of God be upon you all. Welcome to Olive Land, where we live, learn, and thrive. This is my 6th year with Olive, and from why do we need senior programs? Are they necessary to when is your next program? I would like to be there. We have come a long way. This journey was not easy as it demanded consistency and commitment. When I mean consistent, I mean weekly programs, sometimes even 5 programs in a week, and at several locations. The numbers are for you to see as you review our 2023 highlights in your programs. There were more than 1,500 participants in the past year alone, over 15,000 since Olive's inception in 2016. This year alone, we had 300 plus hours of online and in-person programming. And it was all focusing on social interaction and promoting health and wellness. We are collaborative and have partnered with several organizations, including Sahara, Sahas, Omid, Access Cal, just to name a few. For those of you who do not know or are new to Olive today, let me share you the ABCDs to our approach. Our programs strive to keep seniors active, befriend them, to provide support and services, challenge them to try new things and new skills, learn new things, all while treating them with dignity and respect. But most importantly, we strive to empower them to recognize their own innate superpowers. We are innovative with our programs, focusing on intergenerational connections like nature walks with budding naturalists, story time, and Grandparents' Day celebrations. We are inclusive of all faiths and multicultural backgrounds and celebrate our diversity and uniqueness. We get creative with our initiatives and encourage our participants to get involved in meaningful ways. From our Olive Delights cookbook to our newest venture, Olive Rack, there is always something to look forward to at Olive. I invite you to take the time to learn more about us today and get involved. No matter what age, there is always something for everyone. Olive is growing, and we are seeing the fruits of our labor. And we have our Olivers, who are our participants, our seniors, who don't like being called seniors, by the way. So we came up with the terminology of Olivers, that sense of ownership. Now they introduce themselves. I'm so-and-so, I'm an Oliver. So I love seeing them take that ownership in their life and their journey with our Olive family. At this time, I would like to identify them. Who are these Olivers, you may ask? They're right here, sitting with us with a sense of pride and a big smile on their faces. I request all my Olivers sitting in the room to please rise so that we can see you and your big smiles. And give them a round of applause, all my Olivers. Thank you. I would like to leave you with 3 impactful stories that pretty much can summarize what Olive can do and how people have benefit from it. Every year in mid-September, we celebrate Grandparents' Day. And this is an annual event that over time has grown in numbers, but also with our environmentally conscious way of running it. This particular year, we had a dear Oliver take on the task of not using any plastic tablecloths in the picnic tables at at Mile Square Park and hand sewed almost 30, 40 tablecloths with her own hands, hours after hours of hard work, just so that we could avoid using plastic. Something she picked up on our Go Green with Shameen program at Olive, where we try to be environmentally conscious and sustainable. My story number 2 is about a highlight that we will never forget for the rest of our lives. Mid-October, we went on a field trip to Coachella Valley. And we not only saw the beautiful date farms there, one of our Olivers connected us to the okra king of California, Harbhajan Singh himself. And lo and behold, because of this connection, we honored his wishes. We showed up at Harbhajan Singh's home, and lo and behold, he opened his home to 60 or so of us and served us chai and pakoras. This is the power of Olive, the things that happen that surprise us on a daily basis and are so meaningful. Lastly, I'm going to talk about a class we had at our weekly programs where we had a poetry writing workshop. And one of our Olivers just surprised us with her few words that were so impactful. And I will end because she captured the true essence of what our Olivers feel when it comes to Olive. She says, "I'm grateful for Olive, where I live, learn, and thrive, where I can make new friends, where I feel active and alive. As we grow older and families are scattered around, at Olive, we seniors gather for good times and rebound." Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the event.
All right, Jazakallah khair, Sister Zainab. Thank you so much. That was awesome. We appreciate that. Next, I would like to bring on the visionary, and Rubina Chaudhry. She actually told me something very interesting. I wanted to share this. Sister Khalida Siddiqui, who is here with us as well, she actually invited, I'll call her Rubina Auntie, but Rubina Chaudhry, to a lunch actually, and that was how the seed literally and figuratively started for Olive. So very, very cool. And just want to let you know, she is the visionary, she is the president, she is one of the co-founders of Olive. So without further ado, Rubina Chaudhry, everybody.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much for your presence here this afternoon. And that mere fact that you're present here really validates the need for Olive. Zainab has briefly shared some of the programmings we do. I'm asked to share the vision for Olive for 2024 and beyond. And we can spend hours and days on that. And I will invite you. But in summary, there are 3 buckets that we're looking at. One is a bucket of programming for active older adults. And those are the programs that you see that are happening right now. Our Live, Learn, Thrive program and our excursion near and far. Zainab mentioned the date farm. Just before COVID, we did a trip to Spain. And there are many other trips in the planning, including Canada, Pakistan, and lands beyond. And we'll make sure that we also include some local US destinations as well. So those are our Live, Learn, Thrive programs geared towards those who are active and are able to come and join the program. The second bucket is programs for those who can't come out. Those that are homebound. So those are in-home support services. And they will range everything from Olive Friends program to in-home support services. I mean, there's a gazillion ways that we can do that, leading up to a daycare program, and then eventually, as some of us will end up there, nursing facilities or residential facilities, and we'll work on that and develop together. And the third bucket is community education and community outreach. You know, I think that right now is probably our biggest bucket, because we've seen that over the last 7 years that Olive has made a little dent in that education, that we do need to prioritize the needs of seniors. And we again want to thank Islamic Relief for giving us a grant last year for outreach workshops. So we had a grant for 10 workshops. We offered 12 workshops for we call them Senior Matters Aging with Grace. That was the overall title, and then we had different educational topics based on where we were going. Oh, 1 minute notice I've got. So, you know, there's just so much potential for us. What I'm going to do here is make a request. Every second Monday of the month from 11 to 12, we get together online, sometimes hybrid, online and in person, for tea with Rubina. That's where we cook up ideas for Olive. You heard about where the first idea came for Olive, lunch between Sister Khalida and I. And I don't know where we would be if we didn't have that lunch. So, you know, neither of us knew that where it would bring us 7 years later. But we thank everybody else who's been part of it. So please come to Tea with Rubina. And also invite us, invite Olive, invite me, invite our team. We will come and we will talk to your team. And we will talk about the need for services for seniors. We will share the statistics. Our keynote will be sharing some of those, so I don't need to go there today. And I really, really am proud to be an Oliver and to call myself an Oliver. You know, we do a lot of things together. We ask questions. And in the volunteer group, I saw an email blast go out. Volunteers, please wear your black shirt and we'll give you the olive scarf. Here I am, a volunteer, olive volunteer, in my black shirt and my olive volunteer scarf and wearing it proudly. So thank you very much and welcome.
All right, thank you so much, Rubina Chaudhry. Again, let's give another round of applause for her. She's done a lot of tremendous work, and again, a lot of good then and a lot of good for the future. So thank you, thank you so much. Also, just wanted a couple things for Olive. We do have some things outside, like I mentioned earlier. Just wanted to touch upon those here real quick. We do have a painting that is up for auction today. It's been donated generously by Umar Quddusi. We'll touch on that a little bit later, but just wanted to put these thoughts in everybody's mind so we can kind of keep this going here. Obviously, his booth is outside, so please, during the lunch, feel free to visit and talk with him, an amazing person, an amazing artist. We also have these centerpieces here. You see these succulent centerpieces are on every single table. Those have actually been made by many of the Olivers, like Rubina Chaudhry was saying. I'm going to say Auntie Rubina. Yes, Auntie Rubina. That's what I'm going to keep it simple. Auntie Rubina. Perfect. So many of the volunteers helped make those centerpieces. Narmeen Ramjan was very helpful in that. And that actually, you can purchase those for $40. So those are there as well. And also, we're Olive. So you would assume there was something to do with olives, right? We have olive trees. How cool is that? This is really, really cool. We live in Southern California. The climate works for it. But these two amazing olive trees are here, and it's $150 each. So very, very cool. We're really embodying that concept, and they're here, and they will be available for everybody. What I wanted to move on to is, as Auntie Rubina was talking about, the volunteer recognition. That is so important. Any nonprofit organization, especially nonprofit, the strong pool of volunteers is what really is the driving force behind any nonprofit organization. And Olive is no exception. We're very, very fortunate. There's a lot of several dedicated and consistent volunteers. And again, volunteer, what does that mean? They are taking extra time that they may or may not have, but they're making that time. And that's so powerful and that's so impactful. And that's why we're so blessed to have so much success in the organization. But I would actually like to call Sister Zainab back up to the stage, and she's going to recognize some of those volunteers.
All right. Author Elizabeth Andrew once said, "Volunteers do not necessarily have the time, they just have the heart." Our work is nowhere near possible without the help and support of our volunteers. They are the integral part of our family. In this year alone, more than 4,000 hours of volunteering were spent to help Olive reach its mission. Every year, we do take the time to recognize Olive's outstanding volunteers. And this year, we're happy to honor 3 such individuals whose compassion and commitment is truly exemplary. Our first volunteer award recipient is a classic example of someone who was initially voluntold by his family. Somebody signed him up and told him to show up, but made it a point year after year to show up. For the past 5 years, especially for our annual events of Grandparents' Day and Vision Luncheon, this volunteer showed up, helped the first one to come and the last one to leave. It matters when you come early and you stay and you leave till the last person leaves. He is described by his family as somebody who is patient, kind-hearted, thoughtful, and unapologetically himself. He is a data engineer by profession. Please welcome Volunteer of the Year, Mansoor Sayed. Rubina Chaudhry, would you please join us to help recognize Mansoor? Maybe in the middle? Mansoor, would you like to share a few words? Congratulations.
I can't believe I'm up here.
Thank you. Classic Mansoor. All right. A value that is truly near and dear to our hearts is taking the initiative. I received a request last year in December that a program for elders is needed in the Inland Empire area. And lo and behold, we were up and running in February 2023. Thanks to my next award recipient, I have been blessed with her because not only did she volunteer herself, she collected a team of volunteers who will help make this happen. She is somebody that I am always reminded that there's 2 types of people in this world. One who just say what they want, and some who do what they need and want to make it happen. This recipient is a dietitian by profession and described by her friends as loyal, energetic, and always knows how to make things going. She is the Volunteer of the Year, Ruhi Ahmed. Ruhi, would you like to say a few words? Congratulations.
Well, you told me to say a few words. Thank you, everyone. I'm actually really humbled to receive this because I just feel like this is an obligation as Muslims, as humans, to help segments of our society, especially our respected elders. Literally, we're standing on your shoulders. Many of you came here, struggled, and sacrificed to get us where we are, and we're really grateful for all your efforts. But unfortunately, this is a segment of society that many times is forgotten in programming and activities. So I'm so grateful for Olive to really provide an outlet, not just for socialization, but also for empowerment, for engagement. And it's not just for the current seniors. I mean, we're right behind. So you're really laying the foundation for us in the future. And I'm so happy that we've been able to branch out in the Inland Empire. Middle Ground has been really gracious to host us. If anyone's out in that area, we would love to have you. And I'd like to also thank my team of volunteers that also joined me. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ruhi, and thank you, Middle Ground. Talking about friends who become family, our next award is the first of its kind. Olive Friends Companionship Program is near and dear to our hearts. It is a needed service for isolated, homebound seniors who are unable to get adequate social interaction. According to the United States Census Bureau, 11 million adults who are age 65 and up live alone. This issue was even more prevalent during the pandemic. Our next award recipient has been visiting a homebound Oliver weekly, every Sunday, as an Olive friend for the past 2.5 years. We asked the Oliver he visits, what does he do for you? Do you enjoy his company? And he said, he helps me, he calls me. Every Sunday he comes, I call and make sure that he's going to come because I am watching that door when he will walk in. He helped me with my paperwork, get a caregiver through the IHSS program. He helps me write my checks and pay my bills because my hands shake and I cannot write my checks. Just a few golden nuggets shared by the Oliver himself, who found a friend and can't wait for his next weekly visit. That's why this program is on Saturday, by the way. So that our dear Olive Friend Award recipient could be here today, and tomorrow he's going to be back visiting his Olive Friend. A business owner by profession who loves being a granddad, riding his bike, and enjoys fixing and building things. Please welcome Faisal Ramjan. Picture time. Congratulations, Brother Faisal. Would you like to say a few words?
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for honoring me. But the true heroes are right out there, the volunteers. So we need more volunteers to come up and step up to the plate. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much, and thanks to the volunteers. I want to share with you the model that we're using in Olive for our programs. We have one staff person who supports a committee of volunteers. That's how we're expanding. That's what our model is. Have a committee of volunteers, support them by staff. And at this point, I'm going to go a little bit off schedule, and I'm going to invite Councilman Ahmad Zara to the stage, please.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Ahmad Zahra. I'm a council member in the city of Fullerton and proud home of Olive Community Services. And I'm so proud that it was started at the Fullerton Library. And it's so wonderful to see so many friends and supporters here as well. And Olive started in Fulton, but it serves a community that's so wide and now expanding and serves the whole senior community in our region. And like many said before, we are the next in line, so it's so important to support this organization so that not only does it help our senior community today, but also for our senior community in the future. So young people, you're next, so I know I certainly am I'm getting there too. But today, I was talking to Rabina and asked her, you know, what can I do to help? And she said, well, we need to honor a couple of our hardest working members of this team. And so I know it's a surprise, but we are, should I go? Go ahead. Yes, okay. Well, we are on behalf of the city of Fullerton, I would like to present 2 certificates of recognition. One to Sister Zainab Husseini. For all your hard work and dedication, and what a wonderful speaker, isn't she? Right? Another round of applause here. So, on behalf of the city of Fullerton, let's go over here.
Okay, you can take the mic.
I will take the mic with me, yes. Gotta listen here. And you know something, but hold on. Because look, I gotta give shout outs also on my own social media. Because I want to tell the community in our city, can I offer that? Yes. I'll keep it with you. There's more coming. There's more, I think.
We're not done with the picture.
One more. This is the hard part, the pictures. And there's another honoree that tonight, who also I've come to know and call a friend, and who I've seen out there in the community working so hard. Raza Jamani. Brother, come up. Where are you? He is so humble and probably working so hard. But Raza, where are you? We need you up here. Yeah, it's a surprise.
He'll be on stage.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
Come on, Raza. On behalf of the city of Fullerton, we want to recognize you for all the work you have done for our senior community and for the community at large. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
So now let's get these some photos. Yeah. There you go, brother.
Thank you. Oh, you come in the middle then.
But you can be in the middle. It's okay. And we'll just hide the microphone here. Love the bow tie.
Good. We're good. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's really an honor to be here, and thank you, everyone, all the volunteers and everybody who makes this a great place to thrive. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilman Ahmadzara. We're going to move on to the next segment of this program, which is another major recognition that we are going to give today for the very first time. I would like to invite my colleague who came all the way from Vancouver, Canada, Anu Pala, our Olive Operations Manager, to introduce our award recipient.
Passionate, compassionate, determined, intelligent, gutsy, activist, educator, and change maker are just a few words that describe this year's Oliver of the Year. There are certain people in life who we cross paths with, who touch us in some way, and then there are some who leave a lasting impact on our hearts because something they said, something they did, or transformed our life. This year's Oliver of the Year has left her stamp on many people's hearts for decades. And she's done this because, as a result of the incredible work that she has accomplished in the lives that she has transformed. Dr. Shamim Ibrahim is a psychologist by profession and has been practicing for almost 50 years. Additionally, she has worked for a number of colleges and universities in the US in various capacities, including her role as an adjunct professor. She says that she fell into social work by responding to the needs of people from all backgrounds and walks of life, particularly women who were fleeing violence. After years of providing informal social services, her brother encouraged her to start an official organization, and that is how Niswa Association was born in 1990. Since then, she has also launched another organization called Asra. Dr. Ibrahim has followed in her parents' footsteps by practicing the core values that she was taught as a little girl: respect, service, and equality. It's no surprise that she fell into the line of social work, as she took those life lessons and turned them into action for the greater good. I asked her the other day what she was proud of, and this is what she said. Starting Niswa and Asra, for raising two wonderful, socially conscious children. And she said that she's thankful to God for giving her the strength and creating a path to find her life purpose and to do this meaningful work. And Dr. Ibrahim, so are we. On behalf of Olive Community Services and everyone in this room, we congratulate you on your decades of service and commend you for being a beacon of light to so many people who are trying to find their way out of the darkness. Thank you for being a role model to girls and women of all ages and reinforcing that we too have a voice. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Shamim Ibrahim to accept this year's Oliver of the Year Award. And I'd like to call upon Rubina Chaudhry and Baima Kareem to come up and present the award.
Friends. I'm not a speech maker, but I'm deeply humbled. Olive community for Rubina and all of the Olive committee people for this honor. And I was 2016, I was there for the first meeting. I have always supported this. Maybe not so much with donations, because for NISWA, I'm always looking for donations. So it was hard in that way. But my heart was in, and I am a senior, and I'm hoping that I have offered Olive that we will do the best we can to have this in the Los Angeles area. So, my offer is open. And I don't know why the name Olive was chosen. I was always very curious about it. The pomegranate, the fig, and the olive is mentioned in the Quran. And of all these three, olive has the most uses. So I felt that this is why it was chosen, because we eat olives, we make pickles, we do a lot of stuff, make oil out of it. So they really help people like me. It's so. I don't have too much to say, because now we know a lot more about Olive than we did before. I'm not a speaker, I'm a doer. So I will hand this over to Rubina, and I am most humbled and most thankful for this award, but there are many other people who deserve it more than me. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Can we go ahead as Dr. Ibrahim goes off the stage? Just another round of applause for her. Truly inspirational. I think we can all agree that we would all hope and pray that we can age as gracefully and as amazingly as Dr. Ibrahim. Truly an inspiration. MashaAllah, may Allah increase you more and give you more. And we're very honored that you came here and took the time to be with us. Also wanted to say officially a word of thanks to Councilman Ahmed Zahra. Thank you so much. Those are very, very cool awards. City of Fullerton. I have a lot of connection with the City of Fullerton growing up in North Belinda, but thank you again for coming here and taking the time out of your busy schedule. Really appreciate it. And of course, last but definitely not least, the volunteers. That was amazing. All of the people who have been here without volunteers. Let's give them all a round of applause, please. Because without the volunteers, like I was saying earlier, none of this would have been able to be possible. So thank you again to all of the volunteers and to all of the Olivers. Again, participation is also very important, so thank you so much. What I would also like to do next here, have the real honor of introducing our keynote speaker for, I was going to say this evening, but for today. The topic is multi-generational challenges of aging. Our keynote speaker is going to be Dr. Almaz Sheikh. But before she comes up, just want to kind of give a quick snapshot of how amazing she absolutely is. So Dr. Sheikh is a servant leader, and I love those words. And she always says this to me, and I'll give a quick history in a few minutes about how I know her personally. But she always is a servant first and a leader second. And I think that's really the true quality of an actual leader. They don't run to the opportunity. It's given to them, and they step up and they accept it and they excel, which she has done. Her philosophy and her practices focus on enriching and having compassion in the world. She is strongly guided by her Islamic faith, and she has a very strong desire to leave this world, even if it's a little small measure, better than how she found it. And I think if we all have that goal in our life, this world will definitely be a much better place. So that is really, really inspiring. She officially, professionally, very, very accomplished. trauma and critical care surgeon, deputy health officer at Orange County Healthcare Agency, assistant adjunct professor at the Department of Population and Public Health Sciences at USC's Keck School of Medicine. She's a leadership coach, healthcare system consultant. She is a leading physician, and her goal is to transform organizations, leaders, and individuals to optimize their performance. And if that wasn't enough, because that is quite a bit, I have been very blessed to know Dr. Sheikh, I affectionately call her Almas, as my entire life. I mean, she saw me literally when I was born. I don't know if she changed diapers or not, but she definitely looked after me. And I appreciate it. I look at her, she is definitely a sister. She is a mentor. I've always leaned on her for support and advice in the beginning, now, and I know definitely for the rest of my life, she will always be there and has always been supportive and has been a huge mentor in my life. And also, she is probably one of the most kind, caring, and compassionate people that I honestly have ever met. And I don't say that in a hyperbole, and not because she's sitting right here. I mean that honestly. You know, you can be very accomplished in your career, and that's great. And as a physician, you have to give back. But to have those qualities naturally and to just exhibit those, even if she wasn't a physician, she would still have an impact on this world. And that, I think, is truly what you call a 1-2 combination. So without further ado and making her feel more embarrassed, if we could have Dr. Almas Sheikh come to the stage, please.
The mic working? I think I'll need the alpha generation to come and help me with this one. Dr. Hussein Ali, as I've known you, I don't think I changed any of your diapers, but you have me appropriately embarrassed, so thank you. Assalamu alaikum. May the peace and blessings of this absolutely just blessed and beautiful gathering be upon everybody here. And good afternoon. It's really truly a joy to be here this afternoon to speak about a topic so close and so near and dear to my heart. And as I was listening to the last award for Dr. Shamim Ibrahim, I quickly did some math in my head, confirmed it with my husband just to make sure I didn't get up here and blow it. But I think we may actually have 6 generations in this room, which mashallah is just an amazing thing. It also happens to be one of the first times in human history that we've had such a large number of 6 generations, 5 generations or more in a room together. And so our society has to change to adapt to those particular needs. And interestingly enough, if you looked at family structures and family society in 1900, there were more children than there were older adults, more children than there were grandparents or great-grandparents. By 2030, which is not so long from now, it is estimated that there will be far more grandparents and great-grandparents than there are children. It will be a complete switch from what we are used to in society. So that means as a society, we have to address that. We have to begin to design society, design our resources so that we can accommodate the needs of our older individuals. And that's why organizations such as Olive become so important and so imperative. So I was given the perhaps blessing or challenge of talking about the multi-generational impacts of aging. I am afraid that I might just get myself in trouble by talking about this. So many of you may have participated in a survey that I sent out earlier to prepare for this. If not, it is still open, and I'll send it out to Olive so they can continue to send it out so I can collect information. But I wanted to get a sense from everyone of what are you all thinking as related to aging? What are the blessings? What are the challenges? What are the impacts? What's working well? What's not working well? So that we could actually design our programs better and move us forward. So I have a PowerPoint presentation that we'll quickly go through. It's got a lot of information on it, and I don't plan on going through every piece of it, but it will be available. I'll make it available to the Olive organization so that you can take a look at it afterwards. Really quickly, I work for the healthcare agency, so I'm required to announce a few disclosures, one of which is I have no financial disclosures to release, no conflicts of interest as I'm up here speaking. Secondly, I am a lot of things. Dr. Hussein was kind enough to list a lot of my titles. He probably kindly did not list a lot of things that we probably called each other growing up as well. So I am a lot of things, but what I am not is I am not a therapist, I am not a sociologist, I am not a counselor, I am not a religious scholar, I am not a social worker, I am not the expert in this topic. But what I am is someone who is very interested in understanding generations, who has read a lot about it, who has talked to a lot of people, and probably spends way too much time thinking about it. I think that may be why Auntie Rubina brought me up here. So what's my purpose today? I really just want to give you something to think about. That is all. Most often when I'm called to speak, I usually present thoughtful ideas, hopefully thoughtful ideas, and I just want to leave you all with something to think about. I want to sum up my entire talk with one quote, a very important quote that I'm going to guess many of you already know, and thanks to my generational aging, I will need these to read it. Do not raise your children the way your parents raised you. They were born for a different time. How many have heard that quote? Probably most in this room. That quote is by Ali ibn Talib, radiyallahu anhu, a very well-known Islamic leader. And the essence of that quote tells us that we need to raise our children for their time, that each of us is living in a different time from those that will follow us. The ideas will be different, the thoughts will be different, how they communicate will be different, the words that they use will be different, what they choose to wear will be different, what's important to them will be different. It doesn't mean that it's right, it doesn't mean that it's wrong, it's just different. And for us to transcend generations, we need to begin to understand that, and we need to begin to respect that. So I know very well that my son, who's sitting right here up front building Legos, will think very differently than I ever thought. And that I need to respect that, and that we need to move forward together. What is really passed on from generation to generation, morals and values, your faith system, and your belief system. The second quote that will sum up pretty much everything I'm about to say today is this quote: how a parent raises their child, the love they give, the values they teach, the emotional environment they offer, the education they provide, influences not only their children, but the 4 generations that will follow. How you raised your child today, or in the past, will affect the 4 generations that follow. So that means that my great-great-grandson or daughter will be reflecting how I taught my son Furqan today. Please keep that in mind as we begin to understand and transcend generations. So who's who? I think many of these terms are familiar to everyone, and Dr. Hussein was kind enough to start with the Menti survey, so I think these topics came up. But if you're born before 1945, you are considered a traditionalist. From 1946 to 1964, you are a baby boomer. From 1965 to 1980, you are Gen X, so that is me. From 1981 to 1995, you are a millennial or a Gen Y. 1996 to 2010, you are Gen Z. And 2010 onwards, you are the Alpha generation. And I have seen some Alpha generation members in this room. If you're an Alpha Jenner, please raise your hand. I know there's one down here, and I know there's a couple over here. I know this is much too small to read, and there's way too much information on it, so I'm just going to highlight a couple of points from it. This talks about the traits and the differences amongst generation. I'm going to talk about the baby boomers because I see that the vast majority of people in this room are baby boomers. Some of the key traits: baby boomers born 1946 to 1964, they are optimistic. They have very strong work ethics. They're very involved in their families, their communities, and the affairs that are around them. Their key phrase is, they have sacrificed. You will hear the word sacrifice come from baby boomers, and I will quote one of our Olive recipients of the awards earlier, Ruhi, that said, the generations before sacrificed. Those were her words, and it wasn't prompted by me. This is the generation of sacrifice, and it came oftentimes at the cost of themselves. I see a lot of nodding in the room, so Dr. Hussein, I'm not in trouble yet. Let's talk about Gen X, my generation. My generation talks about work-life balance. We're not about work all the time, work some more and then work some more. My generation doesn't do sacrifice. My generation believes that you've got to find that work-life balance. If that includes telecommuting, we're all about to start telecommuting. That's how our generation works. You go down to the later generations, Gen Z, their key phrase, everything I need is on the internet. I don't need to go to school. I don't need to be taught anything. Everything I need is on the internet. Is that right, kiddo? Yes. There's nothing wrong with any of these generational ideas or traits. It's just different. So if you are a baby boomer talking to someone from Gen Z, understand that your sacrifice will not be recognized by them in the sense that you want them to recognize it. As it was said earlier by Ruhi, we understand, we honor, we are blessed for the sacrifice that the baby boomers gave, because we would not be standing here as confident, as secure, mashallah, as we all stand today. We would not be the community we are today. We would not be in this room. So we recognize that the sacrifices that are there, that were made by baby boomers, are important and are key. But it won't be how the generations move forward. Another key part of this, and I bring this up because I'm asked this often, how do I talk to my grandson? How do I talk to my grandparent? That corner column, which I know is very hard to see, talks about communication. Traditionalists like to write letters. Baby boomers, they like to use the phone. Typically the touch tone phones are the ones that they are used to. Face-to-face or in person, and their language is often very formal and very direct. Sir, yes sir, ma'am. Gen X, millennials, Gen Z, and Alpha, as you go down that channel, formality goes out the door. Texts, chats, Snapchat, Instagram, pick any one of the social media messaging systems, that is how they are communicating. It doesn't mean it's any less effective, it's just different. How are you going to talk to your grandkids? I encourage you to become familiar with technology. How are you going to talk to your grandparents? I encourage you to become familiar with talking. Next slide, some similar traits, and I'm not going to go through all of it, but the one I want to talk about is parenting style and discipline. Parenting style goes from the traditionalists and the baby boomers, where children are meant to be seen but not heard, down to later generations where children are part of every aspect of a family's life. Their decisions matter, their opinions matter, what is going on with them matters, their emotional behavior is incredibly important, their emotional development is important. Parenting styles. You go from traditionalists down to Gen Z. For those that speak Urdu, there's less of a juta involved when you go from the top down. Or less of a tappar, as my auntie is telling me over here. Juta, for those that don't speak Urdu, a shoe in reference to oftentimes a shoe might come out as a form of discipline if you are ever out of line. Tappar being a slap. Physical discipline has lost a lot of its interest, and we've now moved towards timeouts, time-ins, emotional understanding, beginning to educate and understand the child at their level. So what's been done and what's kind of happened, you all have heard the fabulous work that Olive has done. They sent me their calendar for November and asked me to show up to an event, and I couldn't even come up with an excuse because there was something every single day that was going on, except on Thanksgiving. But they are at the forefront of work that is being done in this space, and that is not to be minimized. The vision that Auntie Rubina had years ago is coming to fruition. Little bit of a play on the word with olives, but it's coming to fruition. It is growing, it has planted its seeds, and it needs to continue to grow, because they're doing tremendous work. Mosques have also taken up this space because they are beginning to do programming as well. What's happening now in 2023, we're post-COVID, but there's a couple of public health type issues that we're dealing with. Our older population is facing isolation. Our middle age group, my age group, is dealing with significant financial, mental, emotional stress. And the younger generation is dealing with a different loneliness and isolation. So I did a survey, some of you answered. 23 people had responded. The vast majority are women, the vast majority from South Asian countries. And they talked about different impacts of aging on different age groups. And again, I know there's a lot of information here, so I'll offer it up for printing later for all of you. But the benefits of aging individuals on the younger groups, kind of what you would think. Learning by watching, the role modeling that happens by watching people age and how their parents are taking care of them. Some of the challenges that they're facing, one of the biggest things that was mentioned over and over again for this age group was that their parents, they're competing for time with their parents because their parents are taking care of the older age group. I've been given the 1 minute mark, which means I'm 26 to 40 years old. Having older individuals around has been a source of companionship for them. It was said in multiple surveys, they get warm, nutritious meals, a lot of home food that's cooked. So that is very much appreciated. Some of the challenges, again, emotional and financial stress that's coming on them from having older aged parents around or individuals around. They are also sacrificing many of their own goals, travel plans, to address the older community. The 41 to 65-year-old age group, and you might be asking why I have a sandwich on there. This is the group called the sandwich generation. It is because they are sandwiched between taking care of older aged individuals and younger kids. This is the group that's getting stressed and impacted the most by the older generation that's aging. They have financial stress, mental stress, emotional stress, various other stressors that are coming on. What was brought up again and again is marital stress that is brought on by having parents that are older that need constant care. In particular, women in this age group are the ones that are really being challenged because largely responsibility falls onto them. So the 65 plus age group, what did they say in the survey? Some of the benefits, They don't have to worry about job responsibilities, and they have the blessing of seeing the generations after them having grown. Some of their challenges, many of them are providing care for a spouse that has multiple and significant medical issues, which is giving them stress, in addition to their own mental health, physical wellness issues. Amongst this group, not finding community is a big issue. Very briefly, I'm going to touch on intergenerational trauma. What is it? It's when events from your life and the stress that you have faced and how you have been impacted begins to affect the generations after you. When you haven't healed from certain events in your life, how you begin to affect the 4 generations after you. What causes intergenerational trauma? It's a list up there that hopefully you can at least see some part of it. Migration from one place to another, separation of parents, violence, abuse, neglect, unexpected death of a parent or death of a parent as a child. Those are all sources of creating trauma within yourself, which if not dealt with, will carry on for generations to come. What's the impact of it? You have difficulty forming relationships if you have experienced trauma that you have not resolved. You have feelings of shame, you have feelings of guilt, you have difficulty in establishing personal identity, all of which can lead to significant issues, not just in yourself, but in your children and in the generations to come. Can we treat intergenerational trauma? Yes, absolutely. The first step is to recognize it. The second step is to seek the appropriate help. And when I say that, I don't mean your friends and your family. Your friends and your family are great resources, but they are not counselors, they are not therapists, they are not the people that will help you process intergenerational trauma. Where do we go from here? How do we move forward? Get involved with organizations focused on the older population. You're sitting in one group right now. This is where Rubina Auntie got me in to help make one of those centerpieces that's sitting in front of you. Get involved. Whether it's Olive, whether it's another organization, get involved. Intergenerational activity, the more you can spend time with others amongst generations, the happier and healthier you will be. How do you address intergenerational needs? Understand and act on different communication styles. If somebody prefers to talk in person, meet them in person. If somebody needs time to connect, you send them a message and you say, hey, when can we talk? Don't just call them and expect that they're going to be able to talk to you. Understand people's needs. Observe your life without absorbing it. What does that mean? Watch what happens around you. Don't take it personally. The vast majority of what is happening around you has nothing to do with each of us or each of you. Let go of control. This is a hard one. Let go of control. If you have a strong faith, I will say, let go of control. Allah is in control. God is in control. You can plan, but Allah is in control. Approach people with kindness and compassion. The Arabic word is rahmah. Rahmah refers to, and I'm not a native Arabic speaker, so I'm happy to be corrected by those that are, but rahmah refers to a mercy and a compassion to all of humanity. Approach the world with rahmah. Assume people are going through things before you start talking to them. Always, always look first in the mirror. Look at what you can improve about yourself before you move on to trying to fix something in someone else. I'm not going to go through the rest of this list because I know I'm getting side-eyed by a lot of people. Practice empathy. That's feeling what other people feel. A good place to start is read and listen to other people's stories. Last piece I will tell you is these lovely devices that are all over the tables, put them away. Put them away. Find time away from your devices. Where do we go from here? Do you remember the 2 quotes? Ali ibn Talib said, Do not raise your children as your parents raised you. Raise them for their time. Raise them for their time, understanding they're living in a different world. Generation Z and Generation Alpha have stressors in their life from this society that none of us have ever faced. Raise them for their time, and remember, anything you do, your great-grandson or great-great-granddaughter will be speaking to that years and decades from now. And the last thing that I will say is, remember, children are watching. If you don't speak kindly to another person, don't expect them to speak kindly to you. If you don't show respect to another person, don't expect them to show respect to you. If you show kindness to someone else, they will show kindness to everyone else. Thank you. This is my email and my phone. To the organizers, I apologize. I know I went over time, but I thank you for allowing me to finish.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Sheikh. Can we please have another round of applause, please? That was amazing. That was amazing. And I just want to say that quote, that 4 generations that followed, our actions affect, that is, I think, something that we should all really take a minute, not only right now, because it's fresh in our mind, but when we're at home and we have a time to ourselves, really reflect on that, because that is truly, truly impactful and empowering. So thank you so much, Dr. Sheikh. We actually have a little bit of another surprise, and I wanted to actually have Auntie Rubina come back on stage. And also, we are very honored to have another councilman with us, Councilman Ali Sajjad Tal from the city of Artesia. So if him and Auntie Rubina, can you please come up as well? And they actually want to present another special award.
Thank you so much. Certainly. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum and peace, greetings to all of you. It's absolutely my pleasure to be here and support this organization, this unique space that they work on, and it is absolutely my pleasure to present a certificate of recognition to Rubina and her board members. If you'd like to bring them on board, we. All the board members, trustees, please come quickly. Time's running quickly. So, on behalf of the city of Artesia, its residents, it's absolutely an honor to present this. Okay, Hakika. Narmeen. Sajida, come. Shamim. Yeah. Come on. Come on. How are you? Okay. Thank you very much. I just want to thank each and
every one of these dedicated board members. And I want to also share why Shamim Sayed was reluctant to come and join us. She is not a board member of Olive, but she is the secretary of the Olive Community Services Foundation, our endowment fund, and very, very much belongs on this stage. And also she spearheads the initiative Going Green with Shamim. So thank you very much, Shamim.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay, so now we actually are going to turn our attention. We have the two screens here. We actually have a really nice video presentation that we're going to talk about to watch and discuss Olive. So we're going to get that set up. We'll dim the lights, and we'll watch that. See if we can get it up here. And then if we can dim the lights once it starts, we'll watch that here for a few minutes. Very, very informative and beneficial about the organization Olive and all the great work that we're doing.
I think it's the camaraderie of people. There are more seniors now in this country than the younger people.
I am retired. I enjoy my retirement. I don't have to go to work. Have whatever I want, I do.
I actually love the freedom of being a senior. I find that being at this stage of my life, I feel like I've taken care of all the things that I was responsible for, mainly and now I can do pretty much what I feel like doing.
I would say just making time. You know, we all have busy schedules, busy lives, so just finding time to spend with family and make out good family time is probably the most significant thing.
Well, I've taken care of both of my grandparents, and I think just keeping them busy, something to do, even if they're housebound, they still need something to keep their mind challenged.
My greatest challenge is to keep my body moving, keep myself healthy, and keep myself motivated, and do the things that I like to do.
The biggest impact is probably just providing like a social aspect. Sometimes it can be hard for our elderly and our parents to get out and meet new people, especially if it's like a new area for you. So I would say that that's probably been the best thing, is just getting out and seeing other people and providing some social activities.
Well, I think that one of the biggest things for me is the services that they provide for the senior brothers and sisters that we have in our community. Our community is very tight, and so we tend to stay with each other and not mingle too much, and all of it brings these people out to meet other people and do things that they wouldn't do if they were at home.
Because first of all, I get exercise. Second, and I have a company with seniors, talk to the seniors, whatever the issue we have facing with other Olivers.
Olive has helped me a lot. As I live alone, I was lonely. With Olive, I've made a lot of friends. I have activities going on every week, which I look forward to. The kind of programs the Olive do for the seniors, the care they have, they take us on field trips, do craft, bring people to discuss a different subject, which we participate with our thoughts in it. So that really helps.
Olive has helped me by being part of a community that is vibrant and energetic, and I find it really nice for me from a social, emotional, intellectual level.
My name is Zainab Husseini. I'm the program manager for Olive Community Services. So today we are here at our Live, Learn, Thrive Day program. We do this on a weekly basis right now in Anaheim. What sets us apart from a lot of other similar programs is that we do it in a customized, culturally appropriate fashion so that they feel welcome, it's inclusive, and it's a very friendly environment. Our seniors, who we lovingly call Olivers actually, they love getting active, making new friends, and learning new skills. So our tagline is Live, Learn, Thrive, because we really want them to feel empowered and have a sense of family and community. There's so many benefits for social interaction. We've seen that research has shown that the quality of life, mental, physical health really improves.
We are today in Irvine Regional Park and we are here for a hike. We went for a long hike to look at the trees and the plants, and we had like 2 young kids as our guide. We liked it.
My role was to lead a hike with Ali here, and we were also supposed to talk about plants and animals and whatever we find that seems interesting. We have to give like a few facts about them. I think they asked very great and intense questions. We saw a couple of rare things. One of them were a coyote bush. We saw sagebrush, buckwheat, sycamore, oak tree, prickly pear cactus. We actually saw a mini snake. We saw a squirrel. We saw a lot today. We are at a school called AWI, the Art and Wilderness Institute. It's a really fun school for kids to learn more about nature and to learn more about the benefits of everyday lives and everyday plants.
Well, we got educated on a lot of different trees and plants and got associated with a lot of nature things. The thing that I loved the most was the cactus. We sat there and we dissected it and we ate some of it. And this was the very first time I ever ate a cactus again.
One of the things that I really enjoyed was having these kids who homeschool and just reflecting about the knowledge that they've had at that age. They knew about the trees, the plants, the natural life. Just learning about the environment and watching these kids. I mean, it's just incredible how a small person like that has that much information. And that was just fantastic.
And I learned about 6 or 7 different types of plants, that there is beauty to be seen everywhere around you and everywhere you look. I've also learned that everything in nature has its own way of adapting to its environment and thriving, and everything is perfectly balanced. Going to their house and having lunch with them. My favorite thing to do with my grandparents is go to all of events.
Be honest and be hardworking and get a good education.
They take care of their health first. Health is most important.
It's a difficult time for young people because they're confused with what's going on in this country and in the world, as a matter of fact. So just decide on what you want to do and stick to it. Do not veer from it, and have good company. What company you keep helps you.
Appreciate every experience in your life. It really, truly, it's a cliche, but it is a one-way street. So you never get to repeat everything. Every day is new and unique. And so you really have to get the most out of each experience. And there are no do-overs. No. That I think is the one epiphany that I have realized, that this is one way. You just keep on going and just appreciate everything that you have.
Olive Community Services.
Come and join us in Olive.
Yeah.
We need you.
Come and walk with us, come to our
enjoy.
events, come hang with us, because we're all old and we all have to hang together.
There are various ways to support Olive. Motivate and help your elders sign up to become a participant. Donate your time and skills. Lead a class. Join a committee. Support a project. Or give a financial gift today. The possibilities are endless. So what are you waiting for? Help us help seniors to live, learn, and thrive.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you again for being so attentive and watching that. Just wanted to give a thanks to Isa Idat Ali, Kareem Al Khuli, and the staff members. They actually produced and put that entire video together. And of course, the best part about the video, the Olivers and the children. I mean, some of that insight from some of the young kids was really, really, really inspiring. And it's just nice to see again why it's so important for an organization like Olive and bringing the generations together. With that being said, that was a snapshot of Olive and and how they impact people. We wanted to bring someone up on stage and have them give their personal account of their actual Olive journey. I wanted to invite Reza Jamani, come on up here, if you could please. And he's going to take a few moments here and share his personal story and testament for the need of why Olive and senior support services are in fact so important. So if we can give a round of applause to Reza Jamani, please.
I like your hairstyle.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, everyone. Can you guys hear me okay? How is everybody doing today? Olivers, where are you? All right. Well, thank you all for coming today, by the way, to this beautiful, amazing event. Thank you so very much. It's all possible with your presence. Wow. 1 year ago. Can't believe this. It's exactly a year ago when I was here volunteering for Olive out there like those amazing volunteers. Time flies. Who would have thought I'd be here on the stage? And I'm very nervous, by the way. You don't know, but I have never spoken to a crowd this big, period. So if I make some boo-boos, pardon me. Well, what a journey it's been. Olive staff. Okay, can you turn it up? And the photo, please. Close? Okay. Thank you. Just going to take a quick moment to thank everybody here at Olive. Sister Rubina, thank you for your vision. Anu, Zainab, my biggest supporters, my rock stars, thank you so very much. And everybody on the team, the list is long. Everybody on the team, thank you so, so very much. Well, I'm going to share a little something about me, how I came into Olive, what's the reason. Can I have the picture, the photo up there? The reason I exist, everything that I do, everything that I am today, is because of one and one reason alone. And that's my beloved mother, who is no longer here with us. She left us last year, just a little over a year ago, right before I joined Olive. I don't have enough time to tell you the type of woman that she was, the amazing soul that she was, the giver that she was, like most of the mothers are. She gave her entire life to others, to causes. She was the first one to show up during someone else's turbulent times. And she's the one who taught me how to pay it forward to those who are in need and who are less privileged. Whatever she left behind, the values, the love, I try to hold that very close. And that's what makes me move forward and do what I do today for this amazing organization. She suffered a stroke about 80 years ago, but she was a trooper, she was a fighter. She fought back. Every single time something happened, she fought back, came back stronger, and wanted to make a difference. Even in that condition, she wanted to make a difference. I was very fortunate to be with her. I left everything behind, became her full-time caregiver, and that really showed me so much about the struggles of seniors. As time passed, she deteriorated, obviously. Slowly but surely, things got difficult, to the point where I was so confused, so scared. Didn't know what to do at times. She had dementia, Alzheimer's. She was wheelchair-bound, no fine motor. Yet she wanted to give. She wanted to do so much for me even during that times. I was so confused again that didn't know what to do. And a good friend of mine told me about Olive. I said, okay. And I called Olive, and Zainab picked up. And I said, this is what's going on. And she said, well, let me see what I can do. And very soon she said, you know, I'm going to send someone to come visit you guys. We have this amazing companion program. And I said, okay, wonderful. And shortly after, the amazing sister Nermeen came to my place a few times, along with Brother Faisal, who was here earlier. And it was such a beautiful experience to have them over, the compassion they showed, the kindness they showed, the love they showed. So genuine, so authentic, wanted to make a difference in people's lives. I was so moved by it. But unfortunately, shortly after, another unexpected guest visited all of us. His name was COVID-19. And the visits came to an end. Things got harder. We were isolated, we were alone, couldn't go out much. Towards, just like I said, about a little over a year ago, she got very sick again, hospitalized. I was there with her. Very hard to watch her. She was slowly passing, and I was making du'as really hard. Just a day or so before she passed, she woke up for a minute or so. I was crying very hard. I was by her bedside, and I was praying to Allah so hard that, Ya Allah, either bring her back or make it easy for her. And out of the blue, she wakes up. She goes like, why are you crying, beta? Tum kyun ro rahe ho? Main hu na. I was like, nahi mama, I'm making dua. Go back to sleep. She's like, nahi, rona nahi hai meri jaan. Mere paas aao. You don't want to cry. And then as I went near her and trying to, keep her calm, she hears someone else in the room next door yelling, screaming, crying. She goes like, ja pucho, go next door. Somebody needs something. And I just choked. And I'm thinking, she's lying here with tubes coming out of her nose and mouth. And she's still saying, go help somebody else. That was my mother. She passed the next morning on a Friday. I laid her to rest with my own hands. Very powerful, very profound experience, to say the least. And again, I was lost. I had lost my purpose. The next few weeks were very hard. And then all of a sudden, that same friend told me again about Olive. And I called Olive again. And Zainab picked up again. I said, hey, I want to come help. What can I do for you? She goes, oh, we're having our Vision Luncheon in a couple of weeks. Why don't you come help us? I said, sign me up. And that was a year ago. And I'm so fortunate and so blessed to be part of this amazing organization that finds a way to help so many. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's just my story, my journey with Olive. What I really want to tell you today, it shouldn't end here at my story, because there's a lot of stories out there. There's a lot of mothers out there, there's a lot of fathers out there, there's brothers, sisters, neighbors out there, and they have no one. I was very fortunate. My mom and I were fortunate. We had each other, and Olive came through for us. But these people are alone. They're isolated. They're depressed. They're ill. Nobody to talk to, nobody to call, nowhere to go. No one to take them anywhere. And they need us. They need our support. They need a helping hand because they are alone. And that's exactly where Olive comes in. Olive is the organization that wants to make the difference in these people's life. Olive is the organization that wants to shine the light on them and tell them that they're not forgotten, that we are here for you. So what do we do now? Do we sit back and just watch the show from the sidelines? Or do we step up and we be the change makers? We plant the seeds today for all of us, every generation that's here today, regardless of your age. This is for us. So we have to ask ourselves, are we going to step up and make that difference? Find that support system for all these people? Or are we going to continue to watch what's going on? That's why I'm going to ask all of you, and I urge all of you to find it in your hearts, because I know you know someone in your family, friends, neighbors, circle that needs you. And I truly hope we all step up today, collectively, and make a contribution towards this beautiful cause, because that's what people need. They need us. Olive wants to do it, but we need you. We need your support. We cannot do it without you. We really can't. I again want to thank you all for coming, and last but not least, to all the mothers, all the parents, all the fathers out there today. Thank you all for the love, for the care, for the nurturing that you give to all of us. Thank you. Dads, not that you're not special, but all the moms, you guys are awesome. You guys are special. So happy Mother's Day to you all today and every single day. And my mom is not here today, but I hope, Mama, you're watching. I hope you're listening. I know you're making du'as for me. I hope you're at peace. And I hope I'm making you proud. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Beautiful. Thank you so much. All right, Brother Reza Jamani, thank you so much. Let's give him a round of applause, please. That is not it, to share a personal story that is very, very emotional. It's not easy to talk about and to then do it in front of so many people. So thank you so much for opening up and letting us share those emotions. And I have no doubt that your mom is definitely proud of you and will always forever be proud of you. So that is for sure. And I'm sure everybody here can also agree with that as well. So thank you for that. Just a quick note, I know that we are supposed to have prayer, and we will definitely have that. We're keeping a very keen eye on the time. We're actually almost done here with the program. So, anybody who's concerned and is looking, please don't worry about it. We do have people who are looking at it, and inshallah, we will definitely have the prayer, the salah, definitely well before the next prayer usher comes in. So just wanted to make that announcement. And with that, obviously we had the beautiful video, beautiful journey of Brother Reza. The key is, what's the future, right? We're here now, but there's always a future, there's always growth. And I'd like to actually invite Dr. Azim Sayyid. Just want to give a quick intro to him. So he is actually a pharmacist supervisor with Kaiser Permanente in Orange County. He lives with his wife, Sister Zainab Husseini, and his children, Hanifa and Hudhaifa. Am I right when I say that's the definition of a power couple? MashaAllah, they're doing some amazing, amazing work, both of them. So that's amazing. And he actually serves on the Olive Advisory Board. And not only that, because that's not enough, he's a full-time pharmacist and doing everything for Olive, he also somehow has time to also be on the Islamic Shura Council. He's actually the vice chair for the Islamic Shura Council of Southern California. And just like Dr. Sheikh, I have also known Dr. Sayyid for a very long time, and he's known me since about 5 or 6. Me, his younger brother, and one of our cousins, my friend, their cousin, Amir, we used to play 3 versus 1 in basketball. He clearly won every single time. He was nice, but it was a good time. But anyways, he is a very, the one thing I want to say, and I know we're running long, but I just want to say this. The one thing about Dr. Sayyid that anybody can ever, if you ever have a conversation with him, he's always very engaging and focused on you. And that is a very unique quality. Many times when you talk to someone, they may be distracted by their phone, their watch, or something else is going on, and he maintains the eye contact and stays engaged. And I think that is a very, very rare quality. So thank you for that, Dr. Azim, and please come on up.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you again, Dr. Hussain, for the nice introduction. You know, it's a privilege and huge honor to be among you. I know I have a task at hand that only will get easier with all of your help. We've heard stories that really sum up why you're in this room, why you even took the time out of your day to show up here. Because as Raza told his story, as you heard from volunteers, as you heard from our founders, everyone has 2 things when it comes to this cause, and that is contact and impact. So you want to ask yourself, what is my contact with a senior? What is my contact through anyone I can give back to, whether it's in my family or outside my family? What is my contact for giving back? Ask yourself that, and then ask how you can make that happen, and that's why I'm here to ask for your help in the impact. You know, you heard about the history. It started in a conversation at a library, right? And you're seeing now, that was the past, you're seeing now the present. These are the people that are being touched. These are the people that are being helped. Live and in real time, you're seeing all that Olive is doing. So you've seen past, you've seen present, but where do you think the future is? It is all of you. When you support Olive, when you take that step up to become a part of this cause, get behind it, support it in any way you can, that is the future. So I just need you to focus on a few key areas we'll be speaking on. And you've already heard these themes time and again. You know, everyone's talking about sacrifice. Everyone's talking about support. Everyone's talking about sharing. And guess what? You can do all of those things. Sacrifice through volunteering, your well-earned, well-deserved, but entrusted, sacred trust that's put into your pockets by the merciful, the Lord of the worlds. He's given us this chance to sacrifice. How do we support? You have envelopes on your table that have Venmo, Zelle, Kindful, and other ways you can give. But the most important thing is for you to share. This is the time. You've had the time to listen. You've had the time to make an impression upon yourself. And you've also heard where Olive makes an impact. So I'll do this very quickly. And by the way, the people that are involved with Olive, you'll find most of them have not been voluntold. They're here because they feel it is a calling. Again, they feel through a small contact they made, they can make an impact, and they're here. Raza, myself, as somebody who's newly on the advisory team, this is all because we know what Olive can do, we see what Olive does, and we want Olive to do more. And this is why we need you to give. So for the first general bucket that Rubina Auntie talked about, the programming to expand into other counties. Right now it is in every major county offered for seniors, whether it's the Inland Empire, Orange County, LA County, and even other places. To expand that program, I need some hands and some support to be shown. We have people walking around the room with envelopes if you'd like to give them your support and your charitable donation. But I'm going to start off a little boldly, but I know we have people in this room that really want to make sure they validate how they're feeling and what they want to do. So to support the first bucket of programs, we'll start off with a generous and very forefront amount of $10,000. Anyone have someone in their family on the table? And by the way, these can be pledges you can make now to give over the course of time. So you can make that, for example, in the month of Ramadan coming up. It can be in the memory or on behalf of somebody. Everything matters. But do I have anybody, while we wait for some time to realize what Olive can do? And I'll be speaking to that, and you'll hear from another very blessed Oliver in this room, Dr. Siddiqui himself. He'll tell us some importance and understanding of why this should even matter to us. And by the way, you're not giving just to some other family member. You're not just giving to somebody who may be your family member. It is not outside. You're giving to yourself. You've already heard. Everyone will cross this stage of life and take from what Olive is establishing now. And I'll just mention also, charity is often referred to in many parables. The Quran, the eternal word of God Almighty, calls charity, what you're putting in Olive right now, Allah Almighty says it's a seed. The seed, if you look about, or if you think about or look at a fruit, it's all that's left over. It's the simplest, the most sometimes ignored amount. So when you bite through an apple and get to the entire end of it, you've eaten most of the apple. But what can you do with the seeds? You put those seeds in the ground, those seeds grow trees, those trees give much more than you ever had. So plant those seeds now. This is exactly what charity cause demands of us, and this cause asks of us. So did I have any takers for $10,000? If you don't want to show yourself, I know. And by the way, I've just to get ready for this act, I talked to professional fundraisers, I talked to imams, I talked to people who are in public relations, and they all told me, don't gauge or don't go by anything specific. Just make sure people understand why you're up there, what is at stake, and how they can help. And each of you has a part to play in that. So again, do I have any hands for that level? If not, we'll move to the second level and the second category, which was in-home care. This is extremely important. And by the way, what Olive is doing, what Dr. Almas-Sheikh presented, is all based on numbers. The Institute of Social Policy and Understanding had a survey, a national survey of hundreds of thousands of people receiving it. They found Muslim seniors need the same things that Olive is focusing on. The first thing they're doing is programming. The second thing they're doing is in-home care. The third is education and outreach. All three categories are backed up by actual findings that have led and come to investigation and results. So for the second bucket, for the in-home care program, we didn't have any takers at the $10,000 level, but do I have any $5,000 level? Again, this can be a donation you give from a portion of a living, trust or some sort of endowment, but whatever you can, please, this is the time. This is your chance to leave. Again, what did I say? You're all making contact, but leave your impact. Please don't walk out of here just more antsy, more hungry, more questions, more complaints. That's the last we want. If anything, we have learned from what's happening on the other side of the globe is that we have to be thankful for what we have. I'm sorry to get to your emotional banks here, but please, we have one taker. Thank you. Let's make a collective prayer for her. May God bless you. Ameen. May God reward you. Ameen. May He replace what you gave with so much more, and may He multiply what you're doing for your family, for all those here, and make it on your scales heavy on the day of judgment. Dr. Siddiqui, before you leave, can I ask you to say a few words? Sorry about that.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah bless Olive. May Allah bless, make it shajaratan mubarakatan zaytuna. That is a blessed tree. And this grow, inshallah, the tree. Thank you very much, Dr. Rabina, for your vision, for your action, and all the board members of Olive. Appreciate very much this service. It is very important. Islam emphasizes family. Family is a multi-generational family, intergenerational family. من لم يوقر صغيرنا وكبيرنا ويرحم صغيرنا فليس منا. As our Prophet said, those who do not honor the elder among us, and those who do not have compassion to the younger among us, they don't belong to us. So that's the Islamic vision, that is to care for every member of the family, especially the elders, and we have to work on that. May Allah bless you. I'm not talking about myself, I'm talking about you. May Allah bless you all. Alhamdulillah. May Allah bless everyone. Alhamdulillah. Barakallahu feekum. Alhamdulillah. Remember that before coming to this program, my young granddaughter, Asma, she came to me, she made a nice flag for Palestine, and she was going to participate in the demonstration there. So she came to me and she said, Dada, could you tell me what free Palestine means? Could you tell me what free Palestine means? I said, free Palestine means that children of Palestine should be happy with their parents be happy, everybody safe, living a nice life. That is what we are talking about. Oh, she understood, she ran. She said, I'm going to go to the demonstration. May Allah bless them. May Allah bless the children. May Allah bless those families that are suffering. Barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you so much. Sorry about that. Okay, we had some opportunity for you to contribute. I just need some additional people to raise their hands and feel like you're part of this. Again, contact is probably overindulging on that, but let's leave some impact. So can I have just rounds of hands? I'm going to start counting. I'm down to $1,000. Yes, mashallah. We have another $5,000 commitment and pledge. May Allah reward you. Another one. Thank you so much. May Allah again bless the people who gave, replace them with something better, and give them so much more in this world and the next. Ameen. Again, I'll have now the $1,000, and this is something that most of us should be able to do. Oh, there's another $5,000. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Wonderful. May Allah again reward you immensely and give you from His treasures and bounties and favors in every which way and all good. Ameen. $1,000 should be most doable for most of us. That's probably some things we find enjoyable and some luxuries we have to give. So $1,000, can I get a few show of hands from people who can commit $1,000? All right, we have one. Let's keep giving because, by the way, we're all coming to, you heard some acronyms earlier today, and Zainab actually said some acronyms. I like to take the credit for that myself because, as you know, if you've heard me give any talk, even at a house or a mosque, I always have some acronyms. So my acronym for you today is AID. Come to the aid of Olive. The A is giving seniors autonomy, giving them the chance to feel they have a say in their life. That is some of the most important part of aging that you've heard. So give them the autonomy to feel like they have an active part to play in who they are. The second I in AID is identity. A lot of these Olivers, they have a lot of culture and a lot of backgrounds they came from. Whether you had a grandmother that left or a grandfather that left their home thousands of miles away and they're buried here. Why did they do that? They wanted to sacrifice. They wanted to be part of what we're seeing here, this multi-generational attempt to bridge families and give up for the sake of getting. Again, this is what you're exactly doing. Give up for the sake of getting, which is what most seniors have done. And the D is dignity. You see a lot of seniors in the room and you see a lot of seniors. They really exemplify what you want to be like when you're aging well. So again, come to their autonomy, their A, their identity, give to them to solidify who they are, what they stand for, and keep them dignified and living and aging in place, like they say. The third program is education and outreach. This is for caregivers. You heard Raza say his story. Not many people know what to do. When your elder at home or in your family, it could be even a sibling, gets older, how do you care for them? Olive is providing those support services and resources. How do you care for them? How do you bring them the value that they want out of their time? So for this third and last bucket, can I get just a show of hands for anyone who wants to give at $250 and below? Anybody who wants to give $250, that's really nothing much. It's actually just a few gifts here and there. But can I just get a show of hands or not? But please don't leave here. Remember, you all made contact. Please don't leave without impact. So fill out an envelope, give through Zelle, give through Venmo, give through Kindful. So this vision that really envelops us all. We all have something to get out of this. We'll continue to give back for what it stands for. And if you haven't had the chance to give, or you don't understand how some of these things work, please come see myself or any of the Olive members. You heard and saw some of the board members come up. But the last thing we'll be wrapping up with, I know time is of the essence here, but we appreciate everyone's patience. Your patience will not go unnoticed. Your donations will not go unnoticed. So thank you for bearing with me. We'll be hearing from Dr. Panwar here, who came with her multi-generational small unit. It's actually a great representation of what Olive means to all of us. So Dr. Panwar, if you want to turn on your mic and have your turn to speak.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Sabina Panwar. I have my family here. My mom, Mumtaz Panwar, and my dad, Mumtaz Panwar. Yeah, they have the same name, first name, gets confusing. And my daughter, Alina. I just want to say, first of all, me and my family have a heartfelt appreciation for the Olive community, the Olive organization, and such gratitude. I want to share, that since my mom has joined the Olive community, my dad also joins sometimes. It's hard to get the men out, I think. But it's been so good to see her, so nice to see her, looking forward to their events, their activities, which are not only fun, but also educational, and where she also gets to interact with other peers. She really looks forward to that, seeing other, elderly, other seniors, other older members of her community. The social interaction is so important. She looks forward to it. It's so nice to see her, have things to look forward to. And, I want to share a personal story about my mom. My mom had a terrible fall in June. She broke her leg, her arm, had multiple fractures on her face. She was in the hospital for a while, in the rehab. And, Sister Zainab was so nice. She's such a sweetheart. She came with other Olivers, and they came to the rehab to visit my mom, brought some treats and cards and flowers and goodies to cheer her up. And it was so nice. It really did cheer her up. And it means so much, to us and to her when you're sitting there. Yeah, so thank you so much. And not only that, her husband, Dr. Sayed, we also, she was at Kaiser. He came and visited her, and she felt, so appreciative and so nice. When you're sick in bed, unable to move, it just means so much. It was a terrible fall that took her a long time to recover from. After 4 months of almost recovering, she had another fracture. Without a fall, I don't know, we think it's due to severe osteoporosis, I'm not sure, but when Zainab found out, she sent some more treats to our home to cheer her up. It's just been so great. I just want to say that, the Olive community is, not just for the older members of our community, but it brings the whole family together, multi-generations, all their activities, the events. If you look at the Grandparents' Day, you have kids, parents, grandparents doing activities together, the hikes, families come out, different generations, and you have the little kids teaching us about the nature, which is so nice to see, and we eat together, have tea together. It's really nice. And so please support the Olive organization. They do great work, and we all need this. And, I also want to say, my mom by no means is alone. I live with my mom. We're with her. My sisters, we all try to spend time with her, but we cannot, provide those activities for her, that peer interaction, that Olive does. And, we all get busy with our lives, with our families, with work. And it's just so great what Olive does. And I'm just going to hand over the mic to my mom to see if she can say a few words.
Let's please be respectful of who's speaking. I'm just asking for a few minutes of your time. Thank you for all that you've given. But someone's talking, so if we can hear them, that'd be great. Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. This is Mumtaz. I'm a member of the Olive Community Services. I just joined about can you hear me? So do I say all over again? Assalamu alaikum, everyone. This is Mumtaz, a member of the Olive Community Services. I just joined the Olive Community Services about a year and a half ago. First of all, I want to congratulate and appreciate the Rubina Chaudhary and Zainab Husseini and the whole of the Olive team, including the volunteers, for the amazing work they are doing to help the seniors like me. You know, they are really doing a great job, and every week they have different programs to make the seniors, make them feel confident and be able to move out and be able to do things and make them believe that they can do it like me. So, when I joined this community services, I said, how come I didn't know about this program before? It is so useful for all the senior members to help them to be able to do things and learn new things and socialize and do beyond what they can do without being this thing. Thank you very much. Wa alaikum salam.
Thank you so much, Dr. Panwar. May God Almighty give you the best for all that you've done. Again, this is an opportunity for us, all of us, to take part. Again, whether you do this knowingly in public, whether you do it in private, in your own lives, just please remember to do 3 things before you leave today. Make it a commitment to yourself to purposefully do what you're doing, but partner in any way you can. If you can give time to Olive, if you can support Olive with your skill set. We've had people come and speak to Olive on many things. So again, partner with Olive. Give your time, give your resources. If you can give charitable contributions, that's definitely a bonus. But again, partner. And again, pledge to do more. You're now, whether you give yourself or you give other things that you have, pledge. If you have never spoken to a senior about their needs, go talk to an older person and ask them, what is it that I can do for you? How can I make a difference in your life? You've done so much for me. How can I do something back for you? Have those conversations. Those are sometimes uncomfortable, unusual, but please make it a point to find out how you can serve them. And this is exactly why when people looked at the most beloved person to the Prophet, peace be upon him, his closest friend, Abu Bakr radiallahu anh, he was always surrounded by young people. He had a sea of people following him that were much younger than him. Someone asked him, how did you get all those younger people to relate to you? He said, I used to take care of my elders when I was young, so they're now taking care of me in my old age. So this comes back again generationally to give you in ways you may not even understand. So please don't again leave without that impact. We've very fortunately and very blessedly made contact. With that, I'd like to again thank each and every one of you for being here. Sorry for making this seem a little longer, but again, we're very happy and very proud of how far Olive has come, and it can only go further with all of your help. Thank you again. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
All right, thank you, Dr. Sayyid, for those amazing words. And absolutely, that is very, very important. The one takeaway, contact, but more importantly, make an impact. That is the key point that we have to do. So obviously we will, again, just a reminder, we are aware of the prayer times, and we're going to make sure we're respectful of that. But not only are we going to feed you and give back, but we also wanted to let you have a little bit of lightheartedness and enjoy your time here and laugh a little bit as well. And so we're very, very fortunate to have Mansi Mehra. She's actually an Indian-born stand-up comedian based right here in Los Angeles, California. So we have a local person, which is awesome. So let's give a hand. And just before she goes, I know she wanted to make it quick, but there's a couple people that we may know. If anybody follows comedy, Maz Jabrani, he's done tours with other Muslim comedians. She's performed with him. Margaret Cho, Javed Akhtar, Zakir Khan. So these are people. She's not just some person, who just showed up. No, she's very, very accomplished and well qualified, and she has some short films and everything like that. I'll give details for her afterwards, but just want to welcome her on the stage, and let's laugh a little bit here. Thank you.
नमस्ते, आदाब, अस्सलाम वालेकुम, कैसे हैं आप सब? थोड़ा जोर से हो जाए, कैसे हैं आप सब? बहुत बढ़िया. अच्छा पहले एक बार तो जोरदार तालियां बजा दो जो सब इंडिया और पाकिस्तान से हैं, अफगानिस्तान से हैं, कौन कौन सब लोग. I want to make sure सब लोग को I have covered. And most of you understand Hindi, right? I'll make a mix of English, Hindi. You don't understand Hindi? Okay, so I'll try English and Hindi both. But there's some things in Urdu also, so I'm going to make a mix and match of it. First of all, this is one of my favorite events. You know why? Because when I come here, first, pehli baat, how many doctors are here? Have you just noticed? The whole lineup is doctor, doctor, doctor. I'm like, how do I say I'm not a doctor? But I am a doctor. I'm a doctor from WhatsApp University. Thanks to all the aunties, right? Because they are the ones who figured out how to cure COVID even before the doctors. Like, beta, have turmeric, garam chai, ginger. Thank you to all the aunties. And the favorite part I have of this show, even if I call auntie someone, nobody gets offended here, right? Not even the uncles. But I'm also scared of the same part, because when you come in this kind of community, she just said, right, juta or thappad, inevitable. So I'm not sure which side I can make a joke and not make a joke, because I don't know what is going to come flying at me. And the best part is, whenever I come in this situation, most of people of my generation, whenever they're surrounded by aunties, what is the one question every auntie will ask you? Beta, shaadi ho gayi? So my answer is, you would have seen a picture of my husband there, but he's not there, because shaadi nahi hui hai. And that is one of the reasons I am here. So anybody who has a son, grandson, age doesn't matter. Nick Jonas taught us that. Right? So if you have a green card, citizenship, came from the wall, doesn't matter. I am ready. But if anybody is on H1B, do not get up. वो मेरे पास भी है. But talking about the aunties from WhatsApp University, I can tell you one thing for sure, that who remembers those kind of products from Desi ads, Vico turmeric? Anybody remembers Vico turmeric? Nahi cosmetic? Nobody remembers? You remember that? Okay, you guys remember it. It was so fabulous. Like, we had products in Pakistan and India that you would put it on your face and your face will glow and your kids will glow and your husband will glow. I mean, like, it's all over, right? But then I came to America. Have you seen their products? I'm not sure if they're selling products or bimari. It's like they're selling, like, oh, if you use this product, we will fix your asthma, but you can have lung failure, kidney failure, asthma, anesthesia, dementia, or also death. I'm not sure they're trying to scare us or give us a cure. So I think I still love my Desi people. And the best part, I've been watching this audience. The best part about this audience is the women. There are some gorgeous looking women. Yes, we can give a cheer to all the beautiful women here. Especially the Desi women. They are so gorgeous. I just went to a show and there was this uncle who said, Beta, how beautiful, kitni khoobsurat ho tum. So I was like, wow, this is so, like, you know, it's nice. Such a beautiful compliment. But then he goes, इतनी खूबसूरत हो तुम, दूसरों की नज़रों से बचाए रखना, सिर्फ काजल क्यों लगाती हो, गले में नींबू मिर्ची भी लगाए रखना. तब से I realized no compliments. I'm being asked to wrap up, but before I wrap up, you see a succulent right in the middle. Everybody sees it on the table. Everybody sees it. Yes. Just make sure that you get that for yourself or for your loved one. It's a $40 succulent. The reason being, it is matching the quality of a desi household. Very low maintenance, right? It adapts to the climate changes. And it purifies the air from the desi farts. So make sure you take that succulent, help the community, and I'm gonna keep it short and sweet, just half a minute more, but because we said comedy and entertainment, जितने भी लोगों को मोहब्बत हुई है, एक बार जोरदार तालियां बजा दे, जिन जिनको मोहब्बत हुई है आज तक, अपने पति से नहीं तो किसी और के शौहर से, उनके लिए ये 4 लाइनें, क्योंकि मुझे भी किसी से मोहब्बत हुई थी, वो किसी और का शौहर बन गया, कि जिक्र था उनका या सैलाब सा था, जिक्र था उनका या था सैलाब सा, हम तो रोए पर महफिल को हंसा दिया, खुद तो डूबे सनम मगर औरों को जीने का सलीका सिखा दिया. इसी के साथ में थैंक यू सो मच. माय नेम इज मानसी एंड यू गाइस हैव बीन फैबुलस. इंशाल्लाह ऐसे ही आप साथ में रहे. थैंक यू ऑल ऑफ कम्युनिटी. थैंक यू राजा. थैंक यू अनु फॉर हैविंग मी. थैंक यू.
Okay, all right, thank you, Mansi. Give another quick round of applause for Mansi. She actually was in Minneapolis yesterday, flew in for this, and is actually on her way up to LA for another show. So thank you for fitting this in her busy schedule. And real quick, if anybody is interested to look more on her, her website is mansimehra.com, MANSIMEHRA.com, and also on Instagram at MACHCHEAR. And she'll be around if anybody has that. So again, just wanted to do a little bit of a change here. I know it's been a while. Again, thank you everybody for your patience. I know everybody's getting hungry. You can start to smell that food, start to trickle in the smell of all the tasty, delicious food. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna open it up for the lunch. You can go through the main back door here. Just logistically, there are 3 lines that we have for the lunch. So please feel free to go ahead and make your way to get that lunch. Also, if anybody wants to pray, we do have a prayer set up in the corner, and bathrooms are around the corner if anybody needs to do wudu or anything. So we have prayer in the back, and the lunch is there. And then we just have a few final remarks that we'll go ahead and take care of here in a few minutes. Thank you. I just wanted to bring up Sister Saba Siddiqui. She's actually Olive's board secretary onto the stage, and she's just going to give some thanks to some very important people and recognize people here who have been important to helping Olive continue to grow. So, Sister Saba.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I hope everyone's enjoying their lunch. Yes? Can I get a round of applause for lunch? Yes, we finally got around to it, but we did. I just wanted to take a few minutes to thank all of you for being here, and also to just do a quick little thank you to everyone who makes this possible. So the Olive Vision Luncheon is our annual, I'm really loud, I don't even need a mic. The Olive Vision Luncheon is our annual signature event. And like all events, a lot of hard work, passion, and energy goes into making this a success. I would like to thank the following groups and individuals for helping to make this year's Vision Luncheon possible. Our wonderful sponsors once again, and our supporters, our gold sponsor, Dr. Sajida Tabassum, our silver sponsor, Dr. Shabana Yasmin, our bronze sponsors, Islamic Relief USA, Omar Quddusi, the Khurram Group, Dr. Afsha Nouri and Dr. Mirza Beg, Dr. Alim Sayed and Ahsan Basir. And our special supporters, as always, the Ummah Clinic, the Shia Muslim Council, Middle Ground Center, Islamic Society of Corona Norco, Islamic Society of Orange County. A special thanks to our wonderful Sheraton staff. Thank you so much. Everyone give them a round of applause. Thank you so much for your dedication. Our awesome MC, Dr. Ali Hussein, Dr. Almaz Sheikh for your wonderful and impactful keynote. I know at our table, my kids and I, we were just looking at each other every time you're like, they're like this and you're like that. They're like, yeah, that's true. That's pretty on key. Mansi Mehra for bringing some lightness to the room. Thank you, Mansi. Our team of amazing volunteers who have been working behind the scenes to help make today's event flow seamlessly. Thank you so much. You know who you are. Subramani for managing the AV for today's event. Our videographer, Isa Idatali, who has been filming at the back and who also made the video you saw earlier. Our photographer, Hala Dekelbob, Amira Hirji for managing all of the technical pieces. And we cannot forget our wonderful staff who have been working tirelessly for the past few months. They truly are Olive's dream team. And finally, on behalf of all of us here at Olive, we thank you, our beloved Olivers, for all of your support, your love, and your trust in us. Olive would not exist without you. There's my table. Thank you, guys. Thank you from all of us at Olive to all of our Olivers. Thank you so much for coming out and supporting us. We have a really cool slideshow. It's an intergenerational slideshow. Zainab had asked the volunteers to submit an intergenerational family picture. So we would like you guys to enjoy that now.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah. If you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Oh, find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah. You'll always have my shoulder when you cry. Count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh.
what I wanted to do is just kind of as a quick wrap up, we have a few things left, and I wanted to, of course, finish with a dua, but before that, just kind of wanted to talk about some of the things. We've had a lot of people talk today. We've heard a lot of amazing stories and accounts and information shared with us. But, you know, we always want to have some take-home points that we know we can take with us and remember and reflect on. So definitely sacrificing of the generations. As Dr. Siddiqui was mentioning, we have to respect our elders and we have to be merciful to our youth. And that is so important for us to be able to continue and live together and have the multi-generationals be successful. So acknowledging that sacrifice, and as Dr. Sheikh said, it may be different, the styles may be different, but they're definitely not wrong. And recognizing it on both sides. Who's doing what, how they're doing it, and how they communicate, how we communicate. And then lastly, like Dr. Sayyid was saying, make an impact. If there's anything that we can walk away from today, is make an impact. We're communicating, we're contacting, please make an impact. You know, we have the olive trees here, we have all the centerpieces as well. Dr. Sayyid is going to come up. We have a really awesome auction with a local artist, Brother Umar Qudusi, who's done a great job. And, you know, just make sure you make that impact and help Olive so that they can continue to grow and be successful. Oh, okay, and an update on the trees. One has been sold and one is still available. And again, the price on that is $150. So again, please make the impact to all the people who have made their generous donations. Thank you so much for that. And please continue to give. And as Dr. Sayyid said, a seed, it may seem like a small amount, but that small amount, you plant a seed and literally trees grow from that. So it can be very, very impactful. So just keep that in mind. And without further ado, we're going to have Dr. Sayyid discuss this painting here.
Okay, this is a handmade picture of the tree that you've heard again and again, but it signifies something so important for all of us. It's the only natural product that's mentioned in the Quran. The tree, shajarati mubarakah, the zayt, the olive oil that comes from it, and was zaytun, the olive itself. So every part of it is special, and this is a picture of olive groves made specifically by the one and only Umar Qudusi, who's outside. He mentions it's a 40 by 40 inch piece. This is made of birch wood. Again, some of the best wood out there is exactly what this is made on. Crafted in-house by hand. It is showing the olive leaves in an olive grove, and you can clearly make out where the olives are. So this is a picture that will, Omar, why don't you come on up here? Let's give Omar a round of applause. Omar. I can have him talk to it, but I'd like you to get a price point in mind. This is a healthy competition. Let's put our money where our mouth has been, which is the food. Let's put our money now where our heart is, and our heart should be really focused on top of here. Remember, only one organization is doing what Olive is doing. So make it count, show that you really care what Olive is doing. I'm gonna have Omar talk about the piece and then we'll get started with the auction.
Hello, my name is Umar Qudusi. I made this piece specially for this event. It's a great event that I've just been exposed to. You can't hear me? Zainab introduced me to this whole organization. And it's been a beautiful experience coming to know what you guys do. And so I was inspired to create a piece for Olivers reflecting the beauty of olive trees. And so this is an image that I took inspiration from an olive tree in my backyard. I recreated the leaf and made it on birch wood just to make the colors come out and to make it as large and as big as possible for you guys. And so I hope you guys appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Omar. Let's give Omar another round of applause. All right, with the artist here, with the organization here, everything that it stands for, can I have a starting bid for the olive hand-drawn painting with these visual images and effects that are unheard of? I'm gonna have a starting bid of $5,000. Anyone have the ability to take this home? Again, one of a kind. It will never be made again because it's been made specifically for this event. It is not reproducible, something you can take with you and stay in your home, in your office, at your organization. So again, $5,000 going once, $5,000 going twice, $5,000 going thrice. All right, I'm gonna see if somebody else has the ability to, again, vouch for this and really put their full backing behind it. I'm gonna take down the bid to $4,000. Anyone have $4,000? They can call this painting theirs, take it home with them, remind them of Olive, but also some of the most important work that's going on by a unparalleled, unmatched organization in the community, Olive. It also looks great for the upcoming winter season. You know, whether it's the fall season, spring season, anytime. Green goes with everything, and some of you know green is actually really special for a lot of reasons, even for the faith-based tradition. So again, anyone have any bids for $4,000 going once? $4,000 going twice? Come on, Olivers, take the Olive prize possession home. $4,000 going thrice. All right, no problem. I know, and many of you have already started to wrap up, but I'm going to take it down to $3,000. This is really not much if you think about it. You can go away with something very unique, personalized. Again, never again will this be done in this manner because it's been made specifically for this event. Your kids, and you can tell there's not even anything really, you know, un-Islamic in terms of principle of having pictures and images. Everything is captured in this. It's the nature of God at full display, the beauty of creation in your own personal space. So $3,000 going once, $3,000 going twice, $3,000 going, okay, we have a $3,000, all right, sold. Alhamdulillah. All right, thank you. May Allah reward you, may Allah reward your family and give you the best and everything that is good for this life and the next, all through the blessings of being here and supporting. I mean, with that, I'll turn it over to Dr. Hussein. Yep.
All right, thank you so much again. Amazing piece. Thank you so much, Jazakallah Khair, for who got it. It's going to be an amazing piece. It's going to look amazing in the house. One last housekeeping item, and then we're going to end with a dua with Imam Jamal. Yes, we have the feedback form, so we had asked everybody to fill it out and put that, and then we have the raffle that we wanted to take care of. I believe Sister Zainab has that. Yeah, okay, perfect. So, yeah. We're ready for it. Yeah, absolutely. We can just do it right now, and then we'll end with the dua, inshallah. So we have two prizes. The first one is, please don't get upset if I don't pick your number. I apologize. First one is 303-839. 303-839. Who has that raffle ticket? Somebody has it. I guarantee somebody has it because it's in the box. 303-839. Maybe they're getting the delicious, oh, right. Yes, Auntie, all right. Fantastic. Yes, come on stage, please. Oh, fantastic. All right. Awesome. Thank you, Auntie. Yes, absolute. 303-839. Very good. Thank you so much. And here, you can come over here. You can come on the stage. All right. Auntie got it, and she had the diamond earring. So let's give a round of applause. Yes. Thank you so much, Auntie, for filling it out. Your feedback is very, very, very important. Very important. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Auntie. Okay, perfect. And then the last one here, this is for the gift card, right? Yeah, an Amazon gift card for $100. Let's go right here. We have 303-903. 303-9. Oh, here we go. All right, congratulations. Awesome. You can come over here on this side. We have stairs over there. Yeah, alhamdulillah. Very good, fantastic. Here you are. No, thank you, appreciate it. And again, thank you for your feedback, really appreciate it. You want to get one picture here? Here you go. All right, thank you. Perfect. All right, thank you so much. And just as a reminder, I believe we still have one olive tree available, and we also do have the succulent centerpieces. I'm definitely going to get one, so definitely you should do it. It's, again, all proceeds, everything is all going for a beneficial cause, so very, very important. And then with that, again, I can't stress this enough, and I'm going to end with this. The feedback forms. I know we already had the raffle, but the feedback forms are huge. Whatever your experience was, we need to know so that it allows us to grow and improve. So please take the 2 minutes that it will take for you, 5 minutes max, fill it out, and please put it in the back there so we have it. That'll allow us to get better every year that we have this, and we're hoping to have many, many to come. Okay. And if everybody could just take a few minutes here, very, very important. We all gather here, we know we have blessings, we have Allah's blessings, we always are thankful and grateful. We want to have Imam Jamal come up on stage and give a dua, and the best way to end any program is to do the dua, be grateful. Imam Jamal, if you could please come on up to the stage, please, inshallah. He's going to give a dua for us, and then after that, I promise I will not bother any of you anymore. I promise you can enjoy the rest of your food. Jazakallah khair.
Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim wa bihi nasta'in. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Al-Wahid al-Ahad al-Fadil al-Samad. الذي لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له إقرارا به وتوحيدا وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهر على الدين كله وكفى بالله شهيدا صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا مزيدا قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه العزيز وقال ربكم ادعوني استجب لكم إن الذين يستكبرون عن عبادتي سيدخلون جهنم داخرين. In the name of Allah, the ever merciful, the giver of mercy, and through him we seek help. The praise belongs to Allah, the Lord of all that exists, the one, the singular, the unique, the self-sufficient master upon whom all creatures depend. He does not begot, nor was he begotten, and there's none like unto him. And I bear witness that none deserves worship except Allah, that he is alone with no partner. And I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his slave and his messenger. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala exalt his rank and his mention, and that of his family and his companions, and all the believers who follow them in goodness up until the day of judgment. And may he render all of them and all of us safe and secure from all harm and evil. Our Lord subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَقَالَ رَبُّكُمْ عُدُونِي. And your Lord has said, call upon me. أَسْتَجِبْ لَكُمْ. I will answer you. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَسْتَكْبِرُونَ عَنْ عِبَادَتِي سَيَدْخُلُونَ جَهَنَّمَ دَاخِرِينَ. Those who are too arrogant to worship me will enter the hellfire in disgrace and humiliation. وَقَالَ النَّبِيُّ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ الدُّعَاءُ الْعِبَادَةُ. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, supplication, it is worship. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ادعوا الله وأنتم موقنون بالإجابة. Call upon Allah, make dua to Allah, and you are certain of being responded to. Al-Imam al-Makarizi, in his beneficial work, Tajreed at-Tawheed al-Mufid, the purification of the beneficial Tawheed, he said, may Allah have mercy upon him, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the possessor of uluhiyah, divinity, and the right to be worshipped. And that the slaves, the worshippers, are characterized by something called al-ubudiyah. Ubudiyah is enslavement and servitude. Then he, may Allah have mercy upon him, said, the wusla, the connection between Allah and his slaves, is something mentioned by Dr. Sheikh earlier, the rahmah, the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it is in that spirit that I want to not lead you, but join in you in supplicating and praying to our Lord, especially on behalf of our brothers and sisters who are undergoing tremendous trials. The dua, as the Prophet ﷺ said, is worship. And it is the connection between us and our Lord. The dua is something powerful. So don't think that you're helpless and without resources. You can do a lot of good. Only Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala knows whose dua will be so powerful, it will be accepted, that it can change the course of events. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت. O Allah, guide us amongst those you have guided. وعافنا فيمن عافيت. And grant us well-being amongst those you have granted it to. وتولنا فيمن توليت. And befriend us amongst those you have befriended. وَبَارَكْ لَنَا فِي مَا أَعْطَيْتَ, and bless us in what you have given us. وَقِنَا وَاصْرِفْ عَنَّا الشَّرَّ مَا قَضَيْتَ, and protect us and ward off from us the evil of your decree. فَإِنَّكَ تَقْضِي وَلَا يُقْضَى عَلَيْكَ, for verily you decree and you are not decreed against. إِنُّ لَا يَذِلُّ مَنْ وَلَيْتَ, the one whom you befriend is never disgraced. وَلَا يَئِزُّ مَنْ عَدَيْتَ, and the one that you are hostile with is never honored. تَبَارَكْتَ رَبَّنَا وَتَعَالَيْتَ, blessed are you, our Lord, and you are exalted. وَلَا مَنْجَ مِنْكَ إِلَّا إِلَيْكَ, and there is no safety from you except to you. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين. ولذل الشرك والمشركين وانصر عبادك الموحدين في كل مكان في الأرض يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين في غزة. اللهم انصرهم. اللهم بارك لهم. اللهم فرج عنهم. اللهم اجعل لهم مخرجا من كل هم ومن كل ضيق. اللهم أصلح أحوال المسلمين في أرض فلسطين. اللهم انصرنا على أعدائك أعداء الدين أعداء المسلمين. يا سميع الدعاء يا مجيب الدعوات. Oh Allah, help your worshiping slaves in Gaza and in Palestine. Oh Allah, grant them relief. Oh Allah, bless them. Oh Allah, help them. Grant them a way out from their circumstances. Allahumma arham mawtahum. Oh Allah, have mercy on their dead. Washfi jarihahum, and heal their wounded. Allahumma adkhilhum al-jannah. Oh Allah, enter them into Jannah. Allahumma tawaffana muslimin. Oh Allah, gather us at death as Muslims. Walhiqna bis salihin. Allahumma inna nas'aluka al-jannah wa na'udhu bika min an-nar. Oh Allah, we ask you for Jannah and we seek refuge in you from the fire. Wa nas'aluka Allahumma jannatal firdaus. And we ask you, O Allah, for Jannatul Firdaus, wa nadhara ila wajhikal kareem, and the beatific vision of your noble face. اللهم انصر الإسلام المسلمين في كل مكان في كشمير وفي ميانمار وفي باكستان وفي هند وفي تركستان الشرقية اللهم انصرهم نصرا عزيزا من عندك يا أرحم الراحمين يا ذا العرش العظيم يا رب العالمين. Oh Allah, help the Muslims in Kashmir and in Myanmar and in Turkestan and in all of the countries where the Muslims are being oppressed. Help them, oh Allah. Bless them. Grant them a way out. Grant them victory. Have mercy upon them and improve and set aright all of their affairs, O most merciful of those who show mercy. Ya Arhamar Rahimin. Ya Dhal Arshil Azim, O possessor of the mighty throne. Ya Rabbil Alameen, the Lord of all those who exist. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of you. May He grant all of you safe journeys to your homes. May He improve your state and conditions and all of that of our brothers and sisters, especially in Palestine and particularly in Gaza. May Allah grant them victory. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless them. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them all that they need. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala establish for us a khilafah and raise up for us a leader, inshallah, behind whom we can strive in His cause. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله تعالى نبينا وإمامنا النبي الأمي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا مزيدا سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
A reason I came back on, not only for that, but also a really awesome announcement. So, mashallah, someone has come forward and has said, for the donations that we've collected today, they're willing to match that amount. I mean, that is amazing. Can we get a round of applause for that? Mashallah, that is amazing. So, I will urge you, even if it's $1, it does not matter. As we were saying earlier, every single amount counts. And when we have generous people like you all here, inshallah, together we can really, really move Olive and this organization forward in the future. So again, jazakallah khair for everybody. I appreciate everybody's patience. There is still food and desserts and chai and everything. Please don't leave without it. And again, hopefully we'll see you next year. Inshallah. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.